So you are very, very welcome. I'm delighted to have you all here today. I have the beautiful Marcia O'Regan with me. We have been called to speak about divine feminine and that rising energy that you are probably all aware of, that's been rising over the last couple of years and will continue to rise over the next couple of years. But there's a portal that we're in now that we'll talk about. So we have a retreat coming up. We're going to talk about that. But this is just an introduction for you to see myself, see Marcia, find out, just tune into the energy of this divine feminine rising, and just see where your part is or any questions that you have. And we're not saying we're experts. We're exploring this for ourselves as we're going through it. So I'll introduce myself. My name's Aisling Mooney, and I work with light workers all over the world, helping them to create a business that's fulfilling, sustainable, and profitable. And I do that through different programs and VIP coaching packages. And I have a successful online business that's serving people all over the world. So Marcia, do you want to say hello, Marcia?
Yeah, hi everybody. So I'm Marcia O'Regan from Ireland originally, but living in Brussels temporarily now because we'll be moving soon. And I work with spiritual entrepreneurs to really help them be who they came here to be and do what they came here to do and get really well paid for it. So I do a lot of wealth consciousness, and I really believe actually this is kind of an ideal topic for me, this divine feminine, because my belief and how I live is that I really let the divine feminine lead the way first. So, and from then, that place, I take aligned divine masculine action. And it's a really fulfilling and congruent way of showing up in the world. And this is what I teach for those who I work with. So that's it for me.
So when we were starting, Marcia shuffled the deck and a card popped out. So I can't wait to see what that card is. You're going to share it with us now.
Yeah.
To start off, to set the intention or set the energy for this call.
Yes. So I asked, what is the message for this call, and paradigm shift.
Wow.
Okay. So you are undergoing radical growth in your belief systems. Now is the time to challenge old attitudes and question previous expectations. You are in an extraordinary time. Great leaps forward can be made in a moment. The world you thought you knew can suddenly break open, and a new world can become your reality. Buddhists sometimes speak of the beginner's mind, that which assumes nothing and therefore is open to everything. A spiritual psychologist might call this the inner child, as it's innocent, curious, unfixed, and always learning. It doesn't get stuck on an answer having to be one way. There is openness to the unknown with curiosity instead. So I'm not going to read it all, but just read the things that are jumping out. If you are feeling that you don't really know yourself, your relationships, or your place in the world as you once did, if you're feeling that you once held to be certain now seems to be a little shaky, there are signs that you're going through a paradigm shift. This will bring you new perceptions that will free you to be in the world in new ways. You will find yourself shedding old limits, fears, and misconceptions. You are stepping beyond what you have known. You are a bit like a traveller in a new city, feeling awkward until she gets the lay of the land and how things operate in that new place. As you trust the unexpected and unknown, the universe will be able to help you in unexpected and previously unknown ways. You were encouraged by the universe to embrace the power you have to be a free thinker. Accept the accelerated mental shift happening for you, even if it creates temporary uncertainty or discomfort. Dare to think thoughts of love rather than lower your vibration by choosing thoughts of fear. Trust for something helpful and empowering is happening in your soul. And so I'll do the invocation when we do the healing part.
Okay. So what we're going to do is just jump in and do a little bit of grounding. I'm going to take you through just a minute or two of grounding, and then Marcy's going to take us through a beautiful connection with Divine Mother. And then we're going to jump into just thoughts and any questions that you have. And really, one thing we'd like to consider just today, this is the first webinar that we've been guided to do, but I have a feeling that there'll be a lot more coming before the event, definitely before the event at the end of this month. But the question we'd love you to consider today is, what does your divine feminine rising look like? What would it look like if you were living your life truly honoring that divine feminine essence within you? And we'll talk more about that after we do this grounding. So just, it'll literally be about 10 minutes. So just take a breath wherever you are, find your feet flat on the ground. And begin to breathe and relax and really bring yourself into your body and out of your head and down into your feet. And use your imagination, see thick, strong roots coming from the soles of your feet, going deep, deep down into the earth and wrapping around that heart center, really penetrating right into the heart of the earth, going deep, deep down. And with that connection, as those roots go deeper, helps you to feel more grounded, more relaxed, more confident, a sense of serenity beginning to fill your body. Keep breathing and relaxing, really relaxing into the energy of the earth, into the feeling that you are being held by this Divine Mother, by this beautiful energy. And you might see a color connected with that. You might see a color of those roots going deep, deep down into the earth, or just see a color in that energy of connection with the earth. So just really allowing that peace and relaxation and connection to move right throughout your whole body, knowing that you are safe, that you are confident, that this is a wonderful day, that all of your angels are gathering, and your guides are gathering, and your loved ones that have passed are gathering. We're so happy that you're here today. So happy. Everybody's cheering, clapping. They're just so happy that you're here today, that you've given yourself this gift of this 20 or 30 minutes to just relax and really be here and really connecting with your body. So I'm going to hand you over to Marcia now to bring us into a deeper connection with Divine Mother.
So now we're going to call in pure absolute divine love of the highest consciousness to move down into the crown of your head, down the back of your head, into your mind, stilling your mind, feeling this pure, unconditional, high frequency divine light move down into your eyes so you can see more clearly, into your ears so you can hear more clearly, into your nose so you can sense the next step, into your cheeks, softening your cheeks. And when your cheeks soften, you just see a smile come across your face. Feeling the light move down into your nose so you can sense the next step. Feeling the light move down into your throat so you can speak your truth and be seen for who you really are. Feeling the light move down into your shoulders, neutralizing any worries or concerns you may have. Just feeling them being transformed into pure divine love, light, truth, and freedom. Feeling this light move down your arms, hands, and fingers so you can receive your good. Feeling the light move down into your chest, taking away any pressure you may be putting on yourself, just feeling that release. Feeling the light in your heart, healing and repairing and purifying your heart. Feeling the light move down into your solar plexus, soothing any fears or anxieties you may have. Feeling the light move down into your sacral, connecting with your creative force, magic, beauty, intuition, pleasure. Feeling the light move down into your hips, neutralizing any struggle, any sacrifice that is held in your psyche, feeling that being transformed into pure divine love, light, freedom and abundance. Feeling the light move down your legs, into your feet, through the rocks and lava and down into the heart of Mother Earth. And feeling this pure divine consciousness and Mother Earth energy come together as one. And just feeling, you're suddenly noticing that at your feet, it's drawing up that energy, this oneness, up into the soles of your feet, up through your legs, into the trunk of your body, into your heart, moving around 360 degrees around your heart, healing and repairing and purifying your heart. Opening your heart that bit more to yourself. Feeling that light expand up to your face, out through your energy, into the room you're in, into the home you're in, into the street you're in, out through the whole wide world and out to the galaxies. Just calling in Divine Mother, feeling the presence, the grounding presence and trust of Mother Earth. And I feel Isis as well as here. Calling in the Divine Father as well. And now there's a beautiful fountain of soft white and blue light, healing light, pouring into the crown of your head. And this is like a liquid light, and as it moves down your whole body, it heals any pain or any hurts that are in your memory, energetically, physically, emotionally, psychologically, of any times in your life, any experiences where the divine feminine was not recognized. Maybe you didn't recognize it in you, but in the lives that you have lived and in this current lifetime, you would have felt the times where the divine feminine was hurt. And as this light moves down through your whole body, it's healing. There's forgiveness energy in there. Soothing, loving energy. This is repairing anything in your body or your energy that has you reassured that it's safe for you to live from your own divine feminine power and wisdom. So then from that place you can embrace the divine masculine wisdom. First, it's the divine feminine. Feeling that liquid light heal and soothe any aching parts of your body and soul and memories. And giving yourself permission to be the divine feminine woman that you are. Embracing all of what embodies divine feminine empowerment and love and freedom and nourishment. Now there's a beautiful yellow and orange kind of dancing light of joy, fun, positivity, tickling your toes and moving up through your body, filling you with reassurance and lightness and ease and joy. Letting that expand through every cell, every atom, every organ of your being. Every layer of your skin into your energy, and filling the room you're in with this frequency, this energy. Where you as a woman start to fully trust in your own inner knowing. Trust in you. Trust in how you feel in your heart. And honoring that. When you honor that, you honor the divine feminine in you. Just feeling your body now stabilize. And now I'm going to talk about the invocation, and you can repeat after me out loud. Through divine grace and unconditional love, I open my mind to the higher truth of love. May my mind be cleansed from conditioning and gently opened to the light of love. I am willing to unlearn what no longer serves me. I am willing to receive teachings and information, guidance and assistance from those beings of pure light and unconditional love that can assist me on my life journey now. May my paradigm shift bring me closer to peace, love, empowerment, and happiness. May this process be held in guardianship by the universe with grace, mercy, and tenderness. Through my own free will, so be it. Taking a breath in. Crossing your hands over your knees to ground and anchor that invocation and the healing so you're fully present, fully in the room. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and give a big stretch.
Oh, that was lovely. So I would love to dive into just that question, Marcia, of what does it mean to have your divine feminine rising? What does it look like? What would it look like for you in your life? So we were having a conversation about this earlier, and one of the feelings, the things that popped up for me just this morning was, I knew we had this webinar and I was, okay, I need to get dressed, I need to get a shower, I need to get my hair washed, I need to get myself looking presentable to do the webinar. And there was another part of me that was just, no, I can be divine, feminine, goddess, powerful woman in my flip-flops and in my high heels, with my hair done, looking fabulous, and in my pajamas, having a pajama day with a very bad hair day. That I just got that realization this morning that it's about turning up as you are, as women. I'm feel a bit emotional. As women in our everyday lives, that we don't have to, there's a time to be beautiful, to put your makeup on and strut your stuff and feel fantastic, but it's no less divinely, beautifully feminine to go around with your rollers in. And it's about accepting all of us. And we talked a little bit about the cycles as well, Marcia. You were going to touch on that as well. You were talking about, I mean, we're not going to fit everything into this 30-minute, 40-minute call, which is probably the point of the retreat, that we can immerse ourselves for 2 days and just really explore what this means, to be part of this divine feminine rising energy. But it just really struck me today that we are divine feminine right now. Even if you're not completely happy, you know, there's a lot about me, about my life, about my appearance that I'm not, there's lots I'm thrilled about, but there's lots that I'm still, you know, there's always room for improvement. So it's about accepting that you are a divine, feminine, amazing, powerful goddess exactly where you are, even if it looks like everything is fucking falling apart, which sometimes, you know, we all go through those waves and move. So I would love you to post in the chat box if anything that we say is resonating with you. It is an open conversation, so we're open to having you come on and discuss as well your ideas, or if you have questions for us. But that's just something that came up for me right off the bat today, that's still hitting my heart, and it's really resonating and activating something within me, that it's all perfect. I say this all the time to my clients, but I'm actually really getting it now, that it's all perfect, and I'm perfectly divine feminine right as I am, and you are. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So please post in the chat box anything at all that's resonating as we speak. And Marcy, I'll just hand it over to you. I know you have loads to say on this.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite topics. So the thing is that what I see is that society has a lot of projections on what it is to be a woman. So for me, like, the divine feminine really is the woman. Like, it's really all of the woman. And so the conditioning, you know, you can see there's a lot of pressure on women, like, to be all things to all people. Most women now are working full time, but they also have children. They're doing the housework, doing the cleaning, doing the this, that, and the other. And so it's like almost like the superwoman, like this projection of what it means, like, to be an amazing woman, to have it all, whatever that means. And really what I feel, and this was a message that came to me about 4 years ago when I was breastfeeding my baby at the time. And I got this sentence, like, back to basics. I'm like, what is this back to basics? Because I was one of those people as well. Like, people would say, oh, Marcy, you're a superwoman. You've got so much energy. I'm like, yeah, but... And it took me a while to get this back to basics. And the back to basics is where I really feel that women, we need to really start acknowledging ourselves. That we are not the projections of what society has said to be a woman. We are women who are cyclical. So we have our monthly cycle, but I've really seen that we also have the cycles, very much cycles in our lives. And we need to honor those cycles and honor the wisdom of those cycles and the messages and the way our bodies even changes. Because if you look at how, like, what kind of got started for me as well, is because I had 2 boys, and then my third child was a girl, and I was told in the hospital that she may get her first period. I had never heard of this before, and she may get a little bleeding, but not to worry about it. And so on day 2, Elodie did get a little period, and I was like, oh my God, like, how amazing is that nobody again talks about. And that's what I really want to bring in as well, is that women, we don't talk about these things, and it's time for us to stand up and talk about it. And so what I realized is that, so that was the first part of it. And then I started working with a lot of women who were either, like, in their 50s or were in retirement, and they dedicated their whole life to families. They lost themselves. They didn't know who they were. They sacrificed themselves. They didn't know how to be. And then they were coming into retirement, and they're like, now what do I do with my life? This useful thing. And so what we have to really realize as women is that, you know what? Your presence is enough. Your presence is enough. And this presence is this way that the divine feminine women that we are, like, we feel things. You will come up to somebody and they won't say a thing, and you'll know how they feel. You'll know what to say, what that person needs to hear. You are sensitive. Also, I see, like, even in the entrepreneurial world, it's like rah-ing and, you know, standing on people's heads to get ahead. I'm like, if that's what is an idea of success, then no, thank you. I'm going to show how kindness is the way to be successful in your business and in your life. kindness, compassion, acknowledging, even I've noticed even myself, you know, like I'm 45 now, so I'm finding my period is changing. So my I was getting more tireder, or my cycles were changing. That's affecting my everyday cycles about how I'm feeling and what I'm able to do and what I'm able to not do. So it's really, I feel the Divine Feminine Rising is a presence. It's being more present with our senses, with our feelings. There'd have been many times that you did something and your intuition told you that's a bit off. But you were like, no, your mind was telling you something else. It didn't work out then. And you were like giving out to yourself. And that's because you did not honor your divine feminine power and presence. And so I see this is a moment and this is a phase where we are to give ourselves permission. Because if we want to see the world change, and we all know wonderful, amazing women. Every one of us know these women. And if we can make their life to show them that actually there is another way, there's no need to run yourself into the ground. There's no need to sacrifice. There's no need to deny. I see loads of women denying themselves. You can give to yourself. And for us to show that, we have to be that, to inspire and help other women to have their version, not my version, because my version is different to Aisling's versions, it's different to your version. It's your version of whatever that means for you and your life. And this is where you feel a sense of fulfillment, honor, and a relief that you can be the woman that you came here to be. So that's my take on that one. See, there's a message there.
And you know, as you were speaking, Marcia, all I was thinking about was my own daughter. You have a daughter, 2 sons and a daughter, and I've a son and a daughter. And it's important how we're showing up for them. And this is not without blame, not, take away the blame. There's lots of times that I didn't show up at my best, or, I could put a judgment on that. But it's, I'm just reminded, just this week, I was on the computer, and Emily came in because we were in transition, so she's been used to me being there. And she came in and she said, Mammy, I thought you were the principal of your job, because this is the way she understands me as an entrepreneur. I thought you were the principal of your job. I said, I am. Well, you shouldn't have to work all those hours. You shouldn't have to work you shouldn't say all those hours. You shouldn't have to work so much if you're the principal, if you're in charge. And I said, you know what? You're so right. And I turned the computer off and I went out and we did a jigsaw. Would you like to do a jigsaw? But it was, if it had been important, I would have had to keep going. But it was just a moment of realization for me that she's watching everything. She's really, really, and she's actually teaching me. She is, if I can allow her to keep going, instead of pushing it down and saying, ignoring it, or, Mommy has to work or whatever, which sometimes I do. But just in that moment, it just really made me look and made me see things a bit differently, that she actually is watching and is watching how I'm showing up, and it's affecting her, and it's going to affect her for the rest of her life. So it's just, that was just something that came through as you were speaking. But
there's a lot of healing to be done around this whole topic because of so much ingrained projections, judgments, beliefs that have been put on us as women, not on this even generation, but in thousands of generations. And I was taken, because myself and Aisling had a conversation there a couple of weeks ago, and after our call, I did a meditation, and I was taken back to the original divine feminine essence. And I feel that is what we'll be bringing in the retreat. And it was absolutely mind-blowing and so so simple and so beautiful, and so true. So I think really it's for you to think about your truth. Like, we can talk about this till the cow comes home. Like, you can talk about doing things, and you can do all the talking you like, but it's not until you live it. And you know this, but are you living it? So this is what we're being called. We're not here to talk about it. We're not here to know it. We're here to live it. And to live it, and it can be the smallest thing, like self-care being a really number one priority for women, because we know that if the woman in the house is not good, then no one is, right? So why wouldn't you do it for yourself? And I started off, for me, my idea of honoring my divine feminine was to get my hair washed and blow dried. And at the time, I could only afford to do it once a month, once every 6 weeks. But I thought, I am going to start showing up as of today as if this is my reality. And I worked with what I had. And in a very short time, I was able to do the hair blow drying every week. So it's amazing how one small little shift, one small thing that we're doing actually creates a paradigm shift, actually, which is in alignment with that card, a paradigm shift. So it's not the big things that are making the biggest difference. It's the small things, small acts that make the biggest impact.
Oh, wow. Okay, we have loads to go with this conversation, but what I want to talk about is, I'm going to talk a little bit about Italy and this.
Your voice, we missed you there, sorry. The signal.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just missed you there for a minute. Go on, say that again.
So I just wanted to mention a little bit about Italy, about the energy of Italy, that I've just moved from Ireland to Italy. And, you know, about 2 years ago, I had a visitation from this being who said that women all over the world were being called to become part of this divine feminine revolution and rising. And I'm going to make a full recording of that and make it available so that anyone can listen to that. But she said that we were being called, and that if we stood up as lights on the planet, and if we just even, because I was terrified, I was absolutely terrified with this visitation. I was terrified to say yes. But she said, all you need to do is say yes. To allow that energy into your life, to allow that new way of being into your life. All you need to do is say yes. And we spoke about this before we came on, Marcia, about we're both really, really busy. We both have lots of different projects. We're both self-employed, we're business women. We have very similar businesses. We're very, very busy. So that this event, there isn't actually time for it on the calendar. There isn't time to promote it the way we would normally do it. So we're showing up and just allowing it to be easy. It has to be easy. And even the event itself, as you were saying, is a paradigm shift, because we're both in marketing. We have a good knowledge now at this stage of how to promote it, take a product or a service or a package and promote that to our audience and sell it. But this is different. We haven't created a sales page. The location is Italy. The energy is here to start. This is the starting point. We're calling in this energy of Divine Mother and any other beings that are in that energy, Pistis Sophia, the Madonna. All of these energies are coming in to gathering at that point. And without hardly any advertising, 9 women are joining us already at that event. So the event in itself it's a shift. It's a whole paradigm shift on its own. It's a new way of being and doing business, actually, that you're just, to use your words, calling it in. We're opening up the space. We're just showing up here today. None of this was planned, really and truly. We got on the phone 10 minutes beforehand and we were having a natter about our kids and everything. And we just literally 29 minutes. I said, geez, we better get on this webinar, Marcia. So there was nothing planned. We just literally came on and start talking. And this is the new paradigm. You know, you show up as your authentic self. There's lots of, you know, tongue-tied and making mistakes and whatever. It doesn't matter. It's real. It's who you are. And just talking a little bit about the energy of Italy. I've moved here. It's in north of Italy. The event will take place in Bergamo, which is a beautiful town. It's a small city on a hill, a beautiful old town. And yesterday I went to a sanctuary here, the Madonna del Bosco, and just take a minute to tell you that story very quickly about that center, because I think it's really relevant to this whole energy of Divine Feminine Rising. But there's a sanctuary here, and about, I think it was 600 years ago, it was all forest, there was no houses, and there was a woman in the forest with her child, a baby, and a wolf came out of nowhere and grabbed the child. And the mother got down on her hands and knees and called out to the Madonna, to the Holy Mother. Said, please help me, save my child. And an apparition appeared in the sky, and lots of other people seen it as well. And this apparition was just filled the sky, and it was the Holy Mother with the child, with her child. And the wolf dropped the baby, and a whole shrine has been set up there in that place. A spring has come from it, so holy water is there that you can take it. And there's a chapel now, which is called the Chapel of the Miracles. And I was there yesterday, and I'm going to mute everybody. I was there yesterday, and sorry, Marcia, I'll just mute everybody. I was there yesterday, and I asked for prayers for everybody watching that video, or just, you know, even here today, anybody here that's connecting in with this energy. But the thing that hit me when I was in that shrine, when I was in the Chapel of the Miracles, it was filled with donations and these plaques that people buy who have received a miracle, asked the Madonna for a miracle, and they've received one. And there's another room, and it's full of paintings of people that have cried out to the Madonna, asked for help. She's appeared in an apparition, and they've painted the whole scene and sent it to the shrine as proof. So there's thousands of these proof of miracles that have happened at this place. But the piece that struck me yesterday was that the wolf. We have lots of ideas of what the wolf, you know, what the wolf can be. Marcia, are you there? There you are. Yeah. Of the wolf, it can be the way society has been run at the moment. You know, capitalism. I'm not going to go too much into that, but the wolf represented a lot for me. And the Madonna arrived and commanded the wolf to drop the baby, and the baby was dropped. So the power of the woman, it hit. I was crying in the shrine yesterday, and I thought the woman has so much power. We see these images of, you know, I see these. There's an image in Archangel Ariel. I work with angels all the time in my business. Archangel Ariel arrives with the lion, the head of the lion. You know, the lion standing behind her. She's able to tame the lion. The Madonna was able to tame the wolf. That presence of pure love, just showing up, just appearing in its full compassionate, beautiful, kind, loving energy, has power over everything that scares us in our lives. So the wolf could be your ego, your fears, your doubts, your worries, or whatever is happening in the world that makes you fearful or doubtful. But just showing up in your own essence, I was just in tears at the realization that we're so powerful, and it's really, really our time to just show ourselves, to shine really, really brightly. Marcia,
And
do
to
you
own
want to
it.
talk?
Yeah, no, just to own that power. I just, as you were talking there, I had an idea. Like, I'm sure it'd be interesting to see any one of you women, you know, if you were pregnant, you knew before you actually did that test that you were pregnant, right? So there's a lot of unseen knowings that women know. Like, we've got it. Like, how many times do you think of somebody and that person calls you? How many times has someone come into your mind and it happens, like, and they're saying, oh my God, thank you so much for, like, I just needed to, what you said to me, I needed to hear that given moment. Women have that empowerment, have that unexplainable presence and knowing and gift. It's a gift, this sensitivity. Your child who looks perfect, I see, I say, he's sick. No, he's not sick, my husband said. I said, I'm telling you, he is sick. Next morning, we wake up and he's sick. It's like, how do you know that? I was like, I just know. This is what we're talking about, the divine feminine. Because why? Because if you think back, the divine feminine power, like, and the masculine was afraid of that power, and so they kept women down, right? So women in Ireland, like back in 1973, so 45 years ago, women who got married were forced to give up work. They didn't have a choice, right? Women, my mother, when she gave birth to us, she had to go into the church to be blessed because she was considered to be unclean. Like, this isn't a long time ago. So we have a divine right and a divine, I think, mission to really change that, heal that, because what our mothers experienced is in our cellular memory. What our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers experienced is in our cellular memory. And we need to do this for us, and we need to do it for the future women who are here and the ones that are coming up. And so it feels like when I win, you win. When you win, everybody else wins. And if we can, but to do this, we can't do it alone. And that's the other thing. Women think they've got to be doing it alone. They're the ones that have to be doing everything. But no, you don't have to do it alone anymore. That's what you were told, that you had to do it or it wouldn't be done. Wouldn't it be great to do it collectively, together, in a room with amazing like-minded women who feel they belong and who feel that you're not a misfit, who feel really good and reassured in themselves that God, oh my God, yes. I'm not making this up. This isn't airy fairy like I was told. Oh, that's Marcy, airy fairy. And I went to a wedding there recently and I thought, oh my God, this is amazing, because they're the ones that are living now the illusions, and I'm living the reality. Like, this way of living, it's just like, oh my God, the tables have turned. So we just need to show that this way is the way forward. And we're going to liberate ourselves. We're going to liberate all women, but we're going to liberate men as well, because there's great, like I say, I work with mainly women, but a couple of meaningful men. And these men are so, like, these divine masculine men, oh my God, like, sometimes, like, the love that I feel for them, just like, because they are having a hard time, because they're feeling it. They want, they weren't themselves either. They were trying to be macho and all of these things, but we're going to help them to rise into their divine masculine. And so everybody will be balanced in their own divine masculine, divine feminine. So it's going to be amazing. But we have to start from somewhere, and we're going to start here.
Yeah. So we're going to round this up in another few minutes, but just to really talk about the 2 days in Italy, the 3rd and 4th of November. If anyone is watching this and it's calling you, if Divine Mother is calling you, not even me and Marcia is calling you, this event is not for profit. All of the proceeds, the profits are going to a charity called Kiva.org, which helps women in third world countries, women entrepreneurs, create a better lives for themselves and their families. So we're not doing this for profit. We're doing it. It's a calling. I've been called, Marcia has been called, and you've been called to just show up and be there. You'll know that. You'll know that just by listening to this video, by any of the posts that we've put out. If it's calling you, just get yourself into the room. Just get yourself into the room and just show up. When I have a vision of that room, and it's a group of women. I know we won't all be wearing white. White is not a good color on me, so I'm not going to be wearing white. But the vision I have of us, pillars of bright white light, coming together, really, really shattering the bullshit overcoats that we've been carrying around, and just shattering that and really allowing ourselves to shine completely, authentically, beautifully, genuinely as leaders and spiritual teachers and healers, even if we're in our slippers. You know, that's the vision I have of this event. I can see it, a white room, I can see white light, and I can see all of us standing there. And honestly and truly, myself and Marcia angel wing this stuff all the time. It is completely intuitively led. We don't know what's going to happen. There'll be activations, there'll be nurturing, there'll be tears, there'll be lots of fun. We don't know what exactly we're being called until we're there. And the people that have signed up so far are healers, teachers. Even if they're not actively doing that in their lives, the Divine Mother is calling you to show up as that in your next step. So my hope is that these women that come and gather with myself and Marcia, that we as a group become like pillars of light that go back out into the universe, back out into the world, and back out into our communities, whether that's online or in person. And we start to make our impact like waves in the ocean. We rise on that one wave, and we make it becomes a tsunami eventually. You know, maybe there's a few people on this call, and then some more people will watch the replay, and then it will just ebb out. So that's what do you feel about the event, Marcia?
Well, the word that came in as you were talking was to receive. Right, so this is a place for you to receive everything that you desire inside of you, like deep from within you, right? So to receive and have your own cup filled up, because usually women give. And so this is a place for you to really come as you, to receive what it is that you need individually, and to not do it alone, and to actually get filled up. So yeah, it keeps on coming up about the receiving, filling yourself up, getting some clarity maybe on what is your next step. Mm-hmm. And also there's another big thing that I think, the abundance. I think, you know, you and I, it wasn't a Divine Feminine retreat, but you and I actually did a retreat in Dublin there over a year ago. And one of the women in the group literally got, her husband got an unexpected bonus of 10K. And she was saying that event was literally from that day forward, she's never looked back. So sometimes we need, for something to shift, we need kind of like an anchor that really releases whatever it is holding you back to be your amazing, vibrant, abundant self. And so I think there will be a lot of, it's releasing and receiving, and releasing what isn't, because there's enough. It's the image I'm getting again now. That image is coming in a lot for me. It's like a hot air balloon. But you can't rise a hot air balloon can't rise if it got so much stuff in it. You have to take out all the crap, all the stuff, all the conditioning, all the beliefs, all the stuff that is not true to you. And then you'll see that the when you take out all those sacks out of the hot air balloon naturally rises. And that freedom that you feel as you rise up, and then you see so much more when you're living from a higher plane of consciousness and energy, that it just becomes magical. And so that's what I feel this event is about. And this is for you to receive first, and then from that place, your presence will be, it will, everybody, like your family will benefit. It's a vibration as well. Things will start coming to you rather than you going out chasing after it.
Okay, my darling, we are coming to the end. So I am going to post this video. I'm going to send it out into the universe. You'll send it out into your universe. And whoever's meant to watch it will watch it. Whoever's meant to be there, reach out to us, email, private message. Just if you feel that calling, just get yourself in the room, or PM us for details if you don't know the exact details of the event. And we said we were going to give €100 off, did we, Marcia?
Yes, yeah.
So there's €100 off for anyone that signs up this week. So instead of $497, it's $397, just for this week while this webinar is going out there. So it's $397, and there's a payment plan there if that helps. But we really just want you to listen to your heart, and if it's calling you, get yourself in the room. We may do another one of these. We don't know. We're going to be in Paris together next week, so we might try to do a live stream while we're in the same room, or some activation around Divine Mother. But we can't really commit to that. It'll just be very impromptu and very at the moment. We might even have a glass of wine in our hands.
That's what divine feminine women do, isn't it?
Slippers on and a glass of wine.
And what's your email address, Aisling, if people want to email you?
My email is admin@ashlingmooney.com, because I just haven't got my own bloody email yet. So it's admin@ashlingmooney.com.
How do you spell the Aisling again? Is it
AISHLINGMOONEY?
Yeah.
What's yours?
So it's marcia@glowyourtruecolors.com.
Okay.
Colors is the English version, COLOURS.
Okay.
So one of us, reach out to one of us if you have any questions.
Yeah, and wherever I post this video, we'll have I'll have some connection details with that, so that you can get in touch. So, oh my love, thank you so much for being here. If you're coming, I know Karen is coming. Karen there is joining us at the event. Is one of the 9 women. Amazing. And if you're watching this and you're coming, I can't wait to get you in the person and give you a hug, and just for us to be in that energy for those 2 days in that beautiful place in Bergamo. So, my love. What, Marcia?
So they'll get loads of love.
Yeah, loads of love.
Yeah.
Okay, my darlings. Thank you so much for
Bye.
being
Take
with us.
care.
See you again very, very soon. Bye.